welcome to Epic Geek Out, the only show on the internet where the movie John Dies at the End is the last of the Die Hard series. I'm your host, Rob.
And I'm your host, Chad, and today we're talking about the aptly titled film, John Dies at the End.
And on Thursday, we're going to be reviewing TBS's new reality TV show, King of the Nerds.
As always, you can check us out over at Epic Geek, at Twitter at Epic Geek Out. I can't say it, it's crazy. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/epicgeekout, and also check out the website, www.epicgeekout.com. But let's get into our review of John Dies at the End. So, John Dies at the End is a horror/alien kind of otherworld invasion movie, which is basically these two kind of loser drop out of college friends, which are played by Chase Williamson and Rob Mays. Also, Paul Giamatti is in the movie. Kind of stumble upon this new street drug called soy sauce. The drug pretty much just allows you to experience other dimensions that are kind of around us, but you aren't able to see, and then they're kind of tasked with saving the world. It's kind of an out there movie. And Chad, what did you think of it?
Yeah, this is weird.
Also, one thing, this is one of those movies that are available on demand, like the same in theaters, so you can watch it. I think it's available on demand till the 24th, and then it is slated for theatrical release. But we did watch it through
iTunes
on
as
demand.
well.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dark comedy. It's interesting. This is gonna be an interesting review because we just watched it. We didn't talk about it, so I'm interested to hear more. I think what you thought about it, but I don't know. I don't know. I kind of liked it, but I don't know why really. Because it's kind of all over the place, but it's supposed to be. There's a lot of cool time travel-y stuff in there too. Mm-hmm. It's not just like, linear. I would say.
Oh, it's certainly not linear.
This is like one of those movies that it raises questions, makes you think, and I don't know if it's supposed to or not, but I think the fun of this movie is watching it one time, kind of researching about it online. Mm-hmm. Watching it another time, going through it. It reminded me of like a Mulholland Drive movie, but not like that's not a comedy at all. But like it just messes with your mind, and I kind of like those movies a little bit. I don't know. I really don't know. I think this is based on a book, or it was released as like a web miniseries type thing, and I kind of interested to see what that is, if it's very similar or whatnot. But yeah, it's kind of stylized and weird and like B movie, like Army of Darkness.
It certainly
style
takes
effects.
the B movies, and if anyone has seen Bubba Hotep with Bruce Campbell, there are these slugs in that movie, and they look completely fake. And this movie kind of has that as well. And it's actually the same special effects guy for both movies, and I'm like, oh. It makes complete sense, but it's definitely out of the B movie genre vein. And
I could definitely say that this movie is not for everybody. It's definitely there's a small genre of people or a subset of people that probably will enjoy this. I'm not really sure what I feel, where I fall into that. I feel more the I liked it side, but like if someone asked me to explain why I liked it, that's why it's hard to give a review. I really can't tell you why. It just was kind of weird and fun and like just thinking man's movie. I don't know. I can't really describe it, but it was just an experience that was like unlike other movies that you have, and I think it kind of falls into the like Troll 2 type thing, even though that was so good because it was so bad. But but it's just something that's so off the wall that it kind of finds a little place in your heart and just nestles up there.
Like the slugs in the movie that chomp through your heart.
Or like the dog.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely different than Troll 2 because the production value was greater, but still not.
I don't mean like that. I just mean it's like kind of like a niche movie,
No, it's certainly a niche movie. I'm also at a loss for words for this, just because it's a movie that I'll go over some of the positives. I had no idea where it was going throughout any part of the movie, so I was interested to keep watching it. There was never a point, even though there were some parts that were just ridiculous, but there was never a part that I wanted to turn the movie off and stop watching. It was always like, well, what's happening? It wasn't overly long, so it didn't really lose me at any point during the movie, and I was kind of interested to see where it would go, just to see what ridiculous thing would happen next. There were a couple funny moments where, you know, like there one of the band of people trying to save it was also this dog, Barkley, which I thought was funny. And then there were a couple moments where like there was a ghost store and how they were able to open that up. So some very creative nuggets in this movie.
There's also piles of meats forming into a monster. I mean,
yeah,
it's like crazy off the
and
wall.
it's just destroyed by talking to someone on a phone. Like so this is a trip, and if that's what they were going for, they definitely succeeded. It's kind of like they were making you take the drug as well, and you just didn't know where you were going with it. Because I mean, there were other dimensions, there were monsters, there were ghosts, there was just ridiculousness, and so I certainly would not recommend this movie to most of my friends, but you know there are a couple friends that I think might enjoy this. You know, if you enjoyed Bubba Hotep and just like that kind of feel of a movie, I think you're going to enjoy this just because it's a trip, you know, and if you can watch it with a couple friends, you know, you split the $10 for an on-demand video, you know, it's worth it. And I don't know, looking and just trying to look back in horror movies that we've seen recently, and Cabin in the Woods is another one that I didn't know where it was going, but I enjoyed that one so much more, and I just think it had better actors throughout, better writing, and stuff like that. So
they're definitely two different movies. But,
definitely, but if you were to compare a movie to a movie, like that's like the only one I can think of that's somewhat close, where it had me guessing. I didn't know where it was going to end up, but I enjoyed the ride. So
yeah, if you check out the trailer, which is on iTunes and stuff,
which I didn't see before.
Yeah,
so
I did see the
idea.
trailer, and it was like struck me as like this crazy movie, and it definitely was that. So if you think you might be interested, you're not quite sure, check out the trailer, and that's what you'll be getting for sure, because it definitely shows you all the crazy stuff. And I think one thing that could have made this better is just that there were really I didn't feel like there were rules established for this universe, or the drug.
Characters weren't really
the characters weren't fleshed out, but whatever. I mean, it's a B movie. They were B movie like stereotypes. I felt like that was cool. But like, as far as like the weird time travel-y stuff that happens and other stuff that kind of happens, I feel like the rules were kind of loose. Like, they weren't really established. Like, okay, so you take this drug, so this is exactly what happens to you when you take this drug. I think that was kind of trippy, and that might have been what they were going for, is just, you know, you're in this crazy,
like, why'd they have a bat with the nails and Bible verses? Like, because it wasn't even like they were fighting the devil; they were fighting in a different dimension. So what did anything?
And they were hinting it could have been like evil or something. But I just think, you know, because there was times when he was talking to somebody that was in the past or the future and stuff, and it's like that wasn't really clear.
It wasn't.
You know, and I think if it was clear, it could have been really cool and like awesome, and you know, this is what happens and stuff like that.
I think this movie is lucky that we reviewed it you know, we sat down to film this review immediately after, because I think the more we digest it, we're gonna find more problems opposed to positives.
We'll tweet about it, because I kind of want to like look up some more about this, kind of see what they were going for, because for us as like first reactions, I don't really know what they were trying to go for.
Yeah.
You know, and I actually really liked the two leads. I thought that John and David were really charismatic and cool. And I know that the characters were kind of bland and they didn't really establish much with them, but I was kind of interested in them. So
sure.
Yeah. So it's definitely a weird movie. It might not be for everybody, but check out the trailer. If you think you like the trailer or it looks intriguing, it's definitely what you're going to get from the movie.
So it's that time of the episode where we like to give our thanks. Chad, what are you thankful for today?
Well, I got another iOS game that I've been playing a ton of, mostly on iPad, but it's also available for iPhone as well. It's called Mad Coaster, and it's another one of those typical I forget what they call it, one-button games now. Okay. They have a whole category for them now, where basically it's just linear and you jump.
Like the never-ending running kind of thing?
I forget the
Which I'm thanking one of those too, so
yeah,
it's funny how it works out.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's Ski Safari was one of my favorite games for a while, and I was playing it, but then I beat it and maxed it out, which tends to happen with these games. But now this is kind of another one that sort of feels the same but different. You're a roller coaster, and you can jump over obstacles and run over things, collect coins, the usual, you know. But it's a lot of fun, and I'm pretty sure it's free, or it's like 99 cents. You know, it's a typical game, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, so I mean, there really is going to come a point where we're just like, really, you're giving us another one of these in a different skin, and we're going to get annoyed with it. But until that happens, I would like to give my thanks to Temple Run 2. Just downloaded, didn't realize, you let me know that it was available, and I wasted so much time on Temple Run. It is the perfect, just hop in, play a couple levels, quit kind of game. It is these never-ending running, like you're never going to beat the game. It's just really you're playing against your past score or against friends' scores or things like that, or trying to complete objectives. And Temple Run 2 just steps it up a notch. The graphics are tremendously better. I think it's a lot harder too. The little ledges that you have to try to run across.
Yeah,
they add like rope, mine carts,
yeah,
and
it's awesome.
The monster is now like twice the size and very much more ominous that's chasing you. And it's just fun. And these games are, it's funny. It's a true testament to where gaming has gone, and that these games are so available, and that this is a whole new genre of gaming because of the portability of your phone and things like that. So definitely check it out. It was free when I downloaded it. Temple Run 2, the graphics are pretty good.
Yeah,
so,
they are. They're definitely a lot better. So we'll be back on Thursday. We're talking about a fun little show that we've been looking forward to called King of the Nerds on FX?
TBS.
So make sure you check back for that. Thanks for watching this episode, and we'll see you next time.